Hi everyone, my name is Martina and I'm working as sustainability specialist at the D Factory. Today with us there is Riccardo Argona, who is the head of marketing and digital at SCBC, and we are going to speak about what does it mean to be a B Corp in the fashion war and how we will shape the industry in the future. So, hi Riccardo.
Hello, hi everybody. So thank you, Martina, for the introduction. I will start from ACBC as the meaning of the brand because it's very important for us. ACBC stands for Anything Can Be Changed. As you can understand, by starting from our brand, we wanted to communicate our willing and our mission and our vision in order to change the market of the footwear segment in the fashion and sports. So basically, from the beginning, of the ACBC project was based on one clear vision, was the sustainability. And we have, since day one, we have built every single process and every single step in order to be as more sustainable as starting from the researchment of all the material that we're working with. We are based on 3 points. We have to be animal welfare, or animal free. We have to use material that are from bio-based and material that are recycled. So every step was very important, every process was very important. So starting from the raw materials, all the process in terms of production of the products, have more aware and make sure that all the people that are working and are actually working with the ACBC environment are all working in a safe place and in a place where it's safe and nice, and to have a very nice balance between all the people that work inside, men and women, not only in terms of number of people, in terms of, like 10 women, 10 men, but also in terms of salary and level of management. So everything has to be very, very balanced into the ACBC.
Absolutely. And I also know that SCBC is the first footwear company in Italy that has become a B Corp and the second in Europe. So congrats. And I'd like to ask you, if you had to say in few words, what's the company mission and vision today?
We always said from the first time that we are here to change the way that the market is seeing products. And because we always say that even 10% or 15% or 20% of materials that are making shoes with are sustainable and make a big impact, a big difference on them. So from day one, we said we want to be sustainable. We have to reach the highest standard of sustainability, globally speaking, and we want to focus on all the company and the factory they're working with, especially the factory they're working with us. They have to officially do a sort of audit where they can demonstrate exactly the level of sustainability that they have reached in terms of process and production and material that they use.
You mentioned day one. So I want to ask you, when did you decide to become a B Corp? Has it really been something that has always been on your journey?
Yeah, it's always been in our mind to become a B Corp. We always wanted to be a B Corp. And we reached this goal in March last year. And we were extremely happy because, after the COVID period, everything was a big disaster in the market. So the company was kind of confused, where to go, because it was very, very clear for everybody. But we wanted to just be focused on one thing and be sustainable, and be a B Corp for us was sort of a milestone that we wanted. So in 2020 and 2021, we said, okay, we have to we want to become the first B Corp in Italy in the footwear segment. And thanks to the work of all the team, it took us around 5 months or 6 months, roughly, to become a B Corp, but we finally did it. And we actually communicated that to all the press, and everybody was extremely happy about this, because at the end, we will always say that ECBC is the first and only B Corp in Italy, okay? So we are very proud.
How has your company changed after you joined the B Corp movement?
So we always said that if you are born sustainable, it's more easy, still sustainable, and to improve yourself in terms of sustainability. As I said from the beginning, our aim is sustainable as possible. example, when we became B Corp, we actually raised the level of sustainability to the maximum. Okay, so just to give you an example, for us to become a B Corp means that when we work with brands that are asking us to do green capsule collection for them, we always say, look, we cannot forget about the things that we are a B Corp. So if you want to cooperate with us, you have to respect some level of sustainability that we have to have, okay, in order to respect the fact that we are a B Corp. So if you want to work with us, if you want us to produce a green capsule collection for you, you have to be at this level of sustainability, not even under it. We cannot accept. And it's a super important for us. And it goes at 360 degrees. Just to give you an example, even all the stores that we have in Italy and in Europe, we have changed for the entire program of electricity that we have also in the store to make it more renewable, okay, to make it more green also in terms of the energy that we're using to the store. So become a B Corp is not just, to have the caps and that's it. For us was like the milestone to say, okay, look, we believe it from the first day. We are a B Corp, but we want to keep, the level of sustainability as high as possible because we want to become the leader in the market in this segment.
You also said that when you deal with a partner, you want to ask them a certain level of sustainability, which is the minimum standard, otherwise you don't work with them. So I want to ask you, is it difficult because sustainability is something that is growing, but it's really at the beginning stage right now. So which are the challenges you are facing in this respect?
So we are based in Milan, okay? So imagine the fashion world in Milan, okay? Like historical maison from the fashion industry that were born like 70 years ago or 80 years ago or 100 years ago, okay? They all know that now they have to turn from normal standard, animal leather that they're using and that kind of process that they're using to sustainability. So most of them, they don't have the know-how, they don't have the credibility, they don't have the certification. They're asking 3Cbc to do it for them. But the challenge is make sure that they understand exactly which is the level of sustainability that you have to reach in terms of let the consumer be aware exactly of what you're making. Make sure that all the processes also are clear internally for them when we make this kind of choice for them. And also make sort of a change in the mind of the brand and say sustainability is not just a trend, it's not a marketing thing that is coming out now and then in a few years it's going away, but sustainability is the future. It is. So there is a big research from one of the biggest companies in the world. They're doing like market research, global market research, and they say that within 2025, all the brands that hasn't embraced sustainability project, they will lose a lot of money.
Absolutely, okay. I totally agree. And so maybe we can sum up saying that you need really to commit to what you're doing. You're trying to make the companies follow your vision and really commit to the entire process of what it means to be sustainable. And here it comes another question. When you speak about sustainability, if you have to say 3 areas that really marks your sustainability, you already mentioned. I know you're working a lot on innovation of materials, on all the aspects that involve sustainable value chains. If you had to sum up really shortly 3 of them, what would they be?
I would say that first is research and development in terms of sustainability material. We have like an entire team in CBC that is doing just that every single day, from 9 to 6 every day. Because research and the fact that you can invest with university and private lab or a new inventor in order to find always new way to have new material, more sustainable material, that's the key. Okay, always look in above 3-4 years and see what will come next in sustainability. For sure, the level of the process that you're working when we're making, as I said from the beginning, make sure that all the factory that we're working with, they respect the level of sustainability that we want to have. Very important for us. And I would say third, transparency with the final consumer. means that we want to make sure that the final consumer, when they see, even in communication, if you see like, all the advertising that we do and everything we do, we never try to have the kind of marketing message that could make it, not really understandable for the consumer. We just want to make a communication that is very transparent, that the consumer understands exactly how the shoes is made and what we wanted to reach with that kind of shoes into. So that's very important for us. I mean, transparency with the consumer is super important.
Transparency is also one of the key words of B Corp certification, because really the B Corp certification involves a lot of measurement and a significant commitment to be transparent in order to get the certification and be transparent with the auditor. So how has this impacted your business?
I mean, a lot. It means that every time we approach a project, or even with the brand, or even for our collection, before going on the market, or before going to talk to the client, our internal team is making sure that we're really respecting all the certification that we must have. Okay, so even when we're talking to a supplier, they're presenting us new material and something, we want to make sure that everything is presented to us is also supported by the right certification, and we want to make sure that all the contents that we have are visible also on our website. So any kind of content, any kind of material has to be, you can download it from our website, and we want to make sure that also all the people that are involved into ACDC, in terms of supplier, investor, and consumer, and the people that are working inside it, has the full vision with full transparency, and they can see every single aspect of what.
So transparency not only towards the customer, but transparency toward all your entire set of stakeholders and also internal stakeholders, because the employees knows everyone about the company. How do you deal with the measurement of your supply chain and the other set of stakeholders that are back creating the value and producing the product?
Yeah, that's actually the hardest part. Okay, because we have a belief. We always say it doesn't matter. We don't care about the made in, but it's made how. That's what is important. We are from Italy, and we all know that, like, the made in, when you're thinking about made in Italy, you're thinking about something that's super cool. It's very well made. But for us, it doesn't matter if it's made in Italy, made in Asia, made in or whatever. But what is important is that every factory that is working with us has to respect the audit. Okay, so they must have the level of sustainability that we are expecting from them. So basically, what is happening is that if we are starting to work with, we get approached by a new factory. We always ask them, here is what you have to reach in terms of sustainability, in terms of material, process, internal awareness of the people that are working inside, make sure that no kids, obviously, will work inside the factory. Not only we ask them, but we send one of our partners, especially sometimes is Eduardo Iannuzzi, which is the partner of Joe by creating ACDC, or either Kobe or somebody else, taken personally and is going directly into the factory and spends a week or 2 weeks in order to understand exactly every single process of the factory. And if it respects exactly 100% what we are looking for, then yes, we can decide to work it together. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
Great. I have other few questions about the future you see of fashion industry. And the first question is, why should fashion companies become certified B Corp in your opinion?
What I see is a future made of, sustainability, as I said from the beginning, is not a marketing trend. It should be a responsibility, for every single brand. And become a B Corp, it gives you the right statement, because to become a B Corp is not something that it's not kind of certification that you're buying. You become a B Corp. You have to follow steps. You have to demonstrate for every single point that that is that's making your product, that you respect a certain level of sustainability. Okay, so I would definitely suggest to all the brands to become B Corp in order to embrace the fact that officially is involved and it take it and is taking sustainability very serious, because we have to take that very serious. Otherwise, we're gonna find ourselves in big trouble in a very close future. And we all have to do our part in order to save our planet. And become a B Corp is a very important step for a brand, for a company, in order to show and to understand and to follow the sustainable rules, to do its own part on the market. And
let's say it's important also, you mentioned the certifications, because it's a proof that the company has been really going towards a process of measurement and transparency with all the stakeholders involved.
Exactly. We were very, at the beginning, we were sustainable since day one. So for us, it was kind of easy to become a B Corp, and we just have to make sure to put the things in, to follow the spot. And we kind of became B Corp very easily, but it took us around 6 months, because it was not like an easy. Because the B Corp company, Nativa, that was helping us to become B Corp, has been extremely serious on each part. It was like, we're asking us tons of documents, official documents, and everything to make sure that what we're saying was true. Okay, so I would definitely suggest to all the brands out there to embrace the fact to become a B Corp. It would help a lot the market, and will help a lot at the end.
Now I'm going to ask you a few tips for the other companies that are willing to become B Corp and really want to make the next step forward. So the first question is the 3 best practices you would like to share with other companies, fashion companies that would like to engage this process.
Okay, 3 best practices. Okay, so first of all, it's all about brand strategy. Okay, so become the best brand in the world, this kind of segment, blah, blah, blah. Just put sustainability in the brand strategy first. It's just to understand that you have to be sustainable. Yeah, that's very important. So from top to that, from brand strategy, that you have to suggest to me that the brand has to put that fact that it has to become sustainable. Then make sure that, very important, that when a designer, even buying office, and the entire design team, when they're thinking about to develop the product, to take in consideration also sustainable material. Because today we have very high level of quality, also sustainable material, in terms of durability and in terms of quality of look and touch, softness, and everything. So take that also in consideration. Second point, as I said earlier, consider the made how instead of made in. It's not just because you have to be, made in that kind of company or factory that makes you, that looks better on the market, the consumer. Think about the fact that every single process of making your product should be sustainable as well. And then also the communication, okay? Make sure that you are also taking your consumer from point A to point B, means that from what is now to also consider the fact that they can also have a sustainable material to buy on the market. That's very important. But marketing has a big, role in all the sustainability process as well, because they have to make sure that it's communicating the right things also, okay? So these are a few practices that I would suggest.
As we summed up 3 best practices, now it comes the 3 things you have learned to avoid becoming a B Corp and why.
Things that I've learned to become a B Corp, transparency, again, is super important, that every single part of the chain knows exactly what is going on, and the fact that all the stakeholders are aware of the entire project. Inclusivity, make sure that the people that are working in ACBC environment are feeling safe and has the right feeling in terms of balance when they're working with us. I mean, literally, if you work in ACBC, you have the possibility to, have to tell your opinion on every single aspect. Even if you were just in the graphic department, but we spend like dates where we do sort of round table where everything is willing to expose his opinion on their time. And great idea are coming out all the time. Third, I would say that become a B Corp has been such a great thing for ECBC. I'm extremely honest. We also have seen a big raise in the demand from different brands are asking us to make cooperation with them, especially also when we became a B Corp. Okay, so becoming a B Corp for us has been a very good thing, I would say.
So here it comes the last question, and we are done. What changes would you like to see in the fashion industry in the next few years?
As I said from the beginning, the mindset of top management, designer at every single level of a big brand is not just making product, fast fashion, selling every day, produce tons and tons of products and material, and it doesn't work, just throw it away and blah, 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 and then you make tons and tons of waste. It's not about that. Not anymore. I mean, we did it in the past. We kind of destroy your planet. It's already there, unfortunately. So we have to change this, the mindset at every single level, from top management to the designer, to the people that are working behind office. And start to consider the fact that sustainable material are high quality material. They have the highest standard of performance as well, and consider that also when they're developing collection. That's what
right here, change habits and not planet.
You see, that's exactly what I mean.
Perfect. So thank you, Riccardo, for sharing your B Corp experience, and let's unlock the change together.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Martina, and thank you for this interview. I really appreciate it. And again, since the day that which we officially communicated we became the B Corp, first B Corp in the footwear segment in Italy, a lot of things changed positively in ECBC. So become B Corp. It works. I mean, it's work. It is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Martina.